Welcome into the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, here by Chat Sports, and lots of news and rumors continue to surround Chiefs Kingdom, including one around Dede Westbrook, the veteran wide receiver who remains unsigned. The report from Josina Anderson is that several Chiefs players have reached out to Westbrook and gauged his interest about the idea of joining Kansas City. Now, he spent his first 4 seasons with the Jags. Last year, a setback. Did not play much at all, only played in a couple of games before tearing his ACL and missing the remainder of the season. But in 2018 and in 2019, he was actually pretty darn productive for Jacksonville. Now, you look at the depth chart and you're saying, okay, where is there room for Dede Westbrook? You've got Travis Kelce at tight end, obviously. You've got Tyreek Hill as your top receiver. Sure, you don't have a pure, true number 2 receiver. You're hoping someone emerges, but the depth is there. You've got McCole Hardman. You've got Demarcus Robinson. Byron Pringle's looking to take the next step. Cornell Powell, the rookie receiver out of Clemson. Can a guy like Antonio Callaway make this football team? I'm intrigued by Dede Westbrook, but where does he plug in there? Now, one thing it does, it creates even more competition, right? You put Westbrook in there with the likes of Hardman and Robinson and Pringle, I have no doubts that he can compete and come into camp and be productive, but someone's going to be the odd man out. That may end up being the case already, so I'm intrigued here. I think it'll be pretty cheap if you sign him as well. I mentioned that Westbrook played well prior to the injury in 2020. In 2018, he was good. 66 catches, 717 yards. He had 5 touchdowns as well. That was kind of a breakout sophomore campaign in the NFL for Westbrook. Backed it up, another good 66 catch season in 2019, had 3 touchdowns, 10 yards a catch there. He's been a player who's been able to make big catches and big plays throughout his career. That's what his profile was coming out of Oklahoma after his 2016 season in college, which I believe he was a Heisman candidate back then, which has been pretty rare for wide receivers at the college football position. Obviously, we saw Devontae Smith win the Heisman this year, but Westbrook was good coming out of college. He's been up and down in the NFL, but you plug him into a system that has Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, Andy Reid running the offense. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued, especially if it's like a cheap 1-year deal worth less than $2 million. Bring him in, create more competition. I've got no problems with that whatsoever when it comes to Dede Westbrook. Would you sign Dede Westbrook? Y for yes, in for no. Go ahead and get your votes in on this one. Just give me a Y for yes, give me an in for no. I'm down if it's cheap. I just don't have any major expectations when it comes to Dede Westbrook or really any other veteran receiver that is still on the open market. So let us know what you guys think on this one. If it's a cheap 1-year deal, I'm definitely interested in Westbrook. Today's show is sponsored by the Newsbreak app. I love this app because I'm tired of going to 27 different websites and apps to find my local news. It's all aggregated on one feed on your phone. Download the app by using our link, chatsports.com/ChiefsNB. You can keep up with local news alerts, politics, weather updates, pop culture, food reviews. You can find more sports articles from your favorite sites, the Kansas City Star, ESPN, whoever it is. You will find it all on your feed. Keep up with the Chiefs and things in your local area. Whether you're in Kansas City or anywhere around the world, it syncs up with your local zip code there. And plus, Chiefs Report videos from us as well. All you got to do, search Chiefs Report on your search bar. You can find more content from us at Chat Sports. Chatsports.com/ChiefsNB. Go ahead and download the Newsbreak app today. Let's talk more free agency. Olivier Vernon, the veteran edge rusher, could he be an option as a veteran pass rusher? Like Westbrook, I'm intrigued. Fansided threw this one out there as a potential option for Kansas City. Olivier Vernon has been a player in the past that can be very, very productive. Now, the red flag here is he tore his Achilles in early January, week 17 of the NFL season. The Chiefs could use more pass rushing from that edge spot opposite of Frank Clark, because you kind of look at this defensive line right now. You got Frank Clark, cool, but is Taco Charlton your other starting edge rusher? Is it Michael Dana? I don't love that idea. Now, maybe the Chiefs are going to play Chris Jones more at defensive end this year. That's certainly been a talking point because you've got depth on the interior, and he's played edge before. You can do that, but I would still be intrigued by adding a productive guy like Olivier Vernon, who in just 14 games last year had 9 sacks. He was good for the Cleveland Browns. He's put together several good years now, going back to his days with the New York Giants. And I think edge is one area on this roster for Kansas City that could use a little bit more depth and use a little bit more force when you're trying to rush the passer. Now, the Achilles is worrisome. It's a bit of a red flag, but can he come in and give you 5 or 6 sacks? I think that's doable. He's only 30. It's not like he's 35 tearing his Achilles, which would probably end someone's career of someone who's 6'2", 260, but I think he can recover. He's still rehabbing, and I think he could be a productive player. What do you guys think? I want to leave it up to you. Should the Chiefs sign Olivier Vernon? Type S for sign, type P for pass. Get your votes in on this one. I'm open to it. Price has to be right. I think he could be a major contributor on this defense. Now get subscribed to the Kansas City Chiefs Report because we got videos all of the time. We keep you up to date on the latest news and rumors. I did my free agents targets videos that you can go find at youtube.com/ChiefsTV. We also broke down all the players the Chiefs signed after the NFL draft. The UDFA tracker will update that if they end up signing a lot more players. The best Chiefs coverage on YouTube, we'd like to think it's right here on the Chiefs Report, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. You see the link right there on screen. It's also in the description, but you're already watching the video, so just hit that big red button and subscribe today. Let's talk about Eric Fisher here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. He is now signed with the Indianapolis Colts. He visited with Indy last week, and they have come to terms on a one-year contract worth $9.4 million. Remember, he is recovering from a torn Achilles suffered in late January. I got to be honest, folks, I am shocked that Eric Fisher received over $9 million for the upcoming season. Now, he's a good player. He's been a nice left tackle for a long time in the NFL, but a couple of things at play here. One, over the age of 30, coming off a torn Achilles in late January. I'm not sure he's ready by week 1. If he is he 100%? I doubt it. Number 2, this is a player in Eric Fisher, as good as he is and as much of a culture guy he was in Kansas City. I mean, 0 Pro Bowls. 0. He probably got snubbed a few times, but he's definitely never been an all-pro left tackle. So that's a bit interesting as well. From the Kansas City side of this thing, I mean, sign Eric Fisher for $9.4 million or trade for Orlando Brown? Yeah, I think you want out on that deal if you're Brett Veach and the Kansas City Chiefs. Kudos to Eric Fisher for getting the bag, but this offensive line is in much better shape than what it was last season. I wish Eric Fisher the best, but I just cannot believe that a guy with a ruptured Achilles over the age of 30, and if he plays week 1, less than 8 months recovery from an Achilles, got almost $10 million. Mitchell Schwartz is a much better player than Eric Fisher when fully healthy, and he still is unsigned, and I don't expect him to get major money. I'm pretty surprised by this result, but again, kudos to Eric Fisher, who secured the bag with the Indianapolis Colts. I personally think it's a major overpay, but again, good for Fish. Did the Colts overpay for the veteran left tackle? What do you guys think, Chiefs Kingdom? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Get your votes in on this one. Did Indianapolis overpay for Eric Fisher? I want to know what you guys think on this one. Final thoughts, I definitely think Eric Fisher got overpaid, but it's up to you guys. Go ahead and let me know.